In this video, I'm going to expand on the last video where we learned about religions and religious studies. Just to review that very quickly, right, that we talked about, when we do religious studies, one of the things we're doing is building up our religious literacy, right, which is accurate information and knowledge about other religions and how that can reduce our prejudice and increase our connection. And why that's so important, whether you study religious studies or not, that just people in a very religiously diverse space should have this kind of information about different religions. And again, just a reminder, right, that religious studies thinks about the origins of religions, about their stories and their scriptures. It explores the history of religions and studies important moments and people in the histories of different religions. It explores the beliefs of different religions, their beliefs about God, people, the universe. And it also studies morality of different religions, right? How their beliefs and their values lead to certain actions. We're going to add another piece here, which is a part of religious studies that we at Alverno really think about and want students to engage with. And this is called Interfaith Literacy. This is knowledge that builds on what you've done, but it is focused in a different kind of way. It's knowledge that builds positive attitudes and relationships, right? So this is not just about knowing about religions, but it's about connecting with people who orient around religion differently than you do. So there are other aspects, but we're going to focus on two aspects of interfaith literacy. One is appreciative knowledge, and the other is shared values. These are two important pieces for interfaith literacy. So appreciative knowledge, according to Eboo Patel, who is a very big voice in interfaith studies in the United States, he writes, appreciative knowledge is the knowledge developed by actively seeking out the beautiful, admirable, and life-giving in other traditions. So when you are thinking about or studying religion, you want to focus, when you're doing interfaith studies, on what you find admirable about it, whether you agree with the beliefs or not, but what do you find beautiful about it? So for some it could be, wow, like they really embrace hospitality, right? Or they have a beautiful way of thinking about the natural world, right? So we want to intentionally highlight those things in our memories and in our knowledge. Shared values is based on the fact that most religions have shared values. If we go into thinking about different religions in terms of beliefs, they're always going to look different, right? They're always going to look distinct, separate, maybe even antagonistic to each other. But if we shift our gaze and think about values, that we'll find that most religions have shared values with each other that are found in their sacred text and taught to their practitioners, right? So let's give an example of this, right? Let's think about service as a value. And we're going to see in the Christian tradition from the Gospels. We're going to see it in the Quran, in the Muslim tradition, in the Jewish tradition, in their scriptures, right? You can go back and read these, or you can pause right now and see how this value of service shows up in these three Western monotheistic religions. But even, let's continue, the Baha'i faith has a value of service. The Buddhist tradition has a value of service. Hindu, Jains, Sikhs, and secular humanism, which is not a religion, but an ethical system. So you can see how service could bring people together from different ways of living religion. Service isn't the only one, right? We could think about charity, prayer, hospitality. These are also values that are often shared. And so we can see how finding places where we share things in common, that there are ways we can connect with each other as persons, and that we can work together on shared practice for the common good. So that's just an addition. And we're going to put both of these into practice right now.